Hello everyone, my name is Jeroen Lichtenauer and in this video I'm going to show how to texture a 3D mesh using an image from Google Streetview. I've downloaded a dataset from this website at Osnabrück, and the dataset is made in Bremen by people from Bremen University. I'll put a link down below the video to this website if you're interested. Now I took a part of this laser scan and made a mesh from the point clouds, which I can open in Meshlab. Meshlab is a software which is free to download. Okay, so this is it, and it's looking okay, like real buildings, but it's missing color, of course. And the dataset itself only had thermal data and no color. So what I'm going to do is take a photo, which can be loaded into Meshlab using import raster to use as a texturing source. But I don't have a photo, so what I could do is drive there and take a photo there, but it would take 4 hours from here because I'm in near Rotterdam, and then 4 hours back plus parking and taking pictures. So it's a bit long. It's going to be a very long video. So instead of doing that, what I can also do is go to Google Maps and use the Streetview guy, and then just select a position from which to take an image from the same location. And although there's not a real street view in this area because there are no cars allowed, there are some positions where I can put it. Probably some people have uploaded their own photos, but it made the same kind of panoramic view. So this is amazing. I can just take a picture immediately. I don't have to go out and drive 8 hours. So let's make this full screen to get the best resolution. Then we'll just do some print screen, and then we got a photo. We just need to paste it here and save it. Let's call this Streetview. Okay, so let's go back to Meshlab, and now import raster, and let's select our picture, and there we have it. Now we can see the picture by clicking this icon show current raster mode with the picture and the circles, and this is it. Now the picture doesn't have a view attached to it yet, so that's what I need to do manually. I need to press Ctrl H to get my my mesh back into view. Ctrl H. There it is. So now I can manually move around the mesh and to align it with the picture. Now I've got to zoom in, but if I use the scroll wheel, which is normally used for zooming, it changes the transparency of the photo, which is nice because then I can see both the photo and the mesh at the same time. But to zoom in, I need to now press the Shift key and drag the mouse up and down with the button pressed. The mouse button is pressed now. So now I can still zoom, and then I will just try to manually align the mesh to the photo. And this is going to take a while because it requires me to change position and orientation, but also I need to change the focal length to adapt it. In the lower left corner you can see here FOV 60, and this is corresponding to the field of view, which depends on the focal length, and I can change this by using the Shift key and then scrolling the mouse wheel, and then you can see the shape of the buildings change. So I can get a closer match by adjusting this as this. Okay. So now we're getting pretty close already. So let's just save this result for now. In order to save our manual adjustment with the mesh, we have to go to camera and then choose set camera, and then press get shot from current trackball and apply, and then it will apply it to the mesh. And now the mesh will be have this corresponding view. So So let's save our project. And then let's try something else. We got an automatic alignment in Meshlab. It's called image alignment with mutual information in the camera menu of filters. And here it got a couple of options, but first of all we need to get a shot again from our current view, because it should be the starting point. It doesn't work if it doesn't have already a good starting point. So I'll just apply it, and I will try to align the image with the structure of the mesh. And this doesn't always work. And as you can see, it actually made it worse. I can try again to go to my original view. And maybe it needs some estimation of focal length as well, which I also needed to adjust. So let's get a shot again and apply. Okay, let's apply again. It doesn't seem to do much. Actually, I think it actually made it a little bit worse. So let me open up the result again that I saved. Here. Okay. Now it might actually be making it worse, so I might not be able to use it in this situation. Sometimes it makes a nice estimation, but sometimes it just makes it worse. Okay, I forgot to set the initialization this time. Let's try again. And see our raster view. Okay, let's try again. Camera, mutual information. Get shot now, because I forgot to do that last time. Okay, apply. Yeah, it definitely gets worse. Okay. So let's not use it then. Okay, let's go back to the manual alignment. And in the next video I will show how to align differently, which is a bit more gives more control over it. But right now I just want to show how it works manually. So let's look at the raster again, which we manually aligned, and it's not too bad. Maybe we can adjust a little bit. So okay, so to make a texture using this view, all we have to do is apply a texture filter, but it will not work when we do it now. I will show what happens. So what we do to make texture is choose the menu texture and then parameterization and texturing from registered rasters, and just click apply now because it won't work. There's an error with something about not too manifold faces. It doesn't work with that. And how we can fix that is going through the menu again, and in selection there's an option select non-manifold edges, and then I will just apply. And now you don't see anything, but somewhere some things have been selected, and then I can just delete them with this button here, like that. And that should solve the problem. Let's try again to do the texturing. And now I'll choose a little bit higher resolution, because that will make a better result. And it will save the texture in a new file. Okay, let's apply. This will take a while. So let's just wait until it calculates for the entire mesh, how it aligns with the image and which part of the image it should take. and when it's doing that, it will make a new file as well, which I can show. It's not there yet. Okay, so it created now a new image. We can see it, and it contains part of the original photo, which is the part that has been used for the actual texturing of the mesh, and some also some small parts here. This will be used later on when we reload the mesh again. Okay, so now our texturing should be done. Let's turn off the actual raster view and go back to our mesh, and now we can see how it's been textured with the Streetview image. And it looks pretty okay. It looks really like a building now. Let's see compared to the mesh itself. It's got some nice alignment. And here there's a structure of some extra structure here. Let's see how it lines up. Well, it's not perfect. There's this window here which is a bit shifted. But overall, it will make a nice facade for some applications. And now we can save this textured mesh, just like we save the mesh normally. Export mesh, and we call this Streetview. Okay, and then we have to also select normals, otherwise we'll lose probably the information of the shading of the mesh. And then click OK. Now we'll save the mesh itself with the texturing information, and just let's test if it works now. So here we have now the textured mesh, but it also requires this texture.png, so it always needs to be there, otherwise the texture will not work. So let's try loading it in Meshlab again and see if it works. Yep, there we got our textured mesh again. So that's it. We currently have our mesh textured with Streetview image, and it's looking pretty good. So thank you for watching, and I hope you found it useful.